Thanks for the support as a channel member, Paul Desmond Chopping. Here we go then, folks. It is the start of a brand new season. We've just had a fantastic transfer window, and even if these matches go wrong, you're not allowed to pick on me because it's my birthday. Hello and welcome to part 138 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two league games of the season. We're at home against Burnley and away against Liverpool. And this is the first time in 3 years we've not had to play in the McDonald's Mickey Mouse Community Cup thing. No free Happy Meals for us this year, which is quite troublesome. What we do have is games against the teams that really pushed us close for these Champions League spots last year. Burnley ultimately finishing 6th. But Liverpool finishing 2nd in the league. They are two very good sides. If you missed a transfer special yesterday, quite frankly, you should go back and watch it. It was sensational. £163 million spent. We've signed two world-class players who really improved the team, got rid of a lot of their deadwood that was clogging the place up, and we have left ourselves with a very special-looking team. That's the wrong button to take into this game against Burnley. It is a thing of beauty. We're probably going to lose now because I'm too excited about it. As mentioned in the intro, of course, it is my birthday today. So I think as it's my birthday, I'm allowed to make a birthday wish. My birthday wish is for 2,000 likes on this video. We haven't done this for ages. If we could hit 2,000 likes, that would be awesome. And to prove there is a reason to ask for these, if we do hit them, come back in a week and see how many more views this video got than the ones either side of it. Because that's what happens. Likes equals views. I don't know why. It just helps in the algorithm. So if you haven't liked the video, if you don't usually like the video, I'd really appreciate a birthday like now. And then I promise I won't even mention Twitch today, which that's not like me at all. The team for the game against Burnley. We have Bakita in goal. A back four of Giladucci, Da Silva, Diaz and Arango. Addo, new boy Addo at the base of the midfield. Sarmiento and Steinman ahead of him in our new look midfield three. And Ricardo, Cernajacki and Soma are our front three. There are a couple of decisions you might argue with here. Yes, Gomez could and maybe should be in for Soma. Yes, Cook could and maybe should be in for Ricardo. But I want to see this shape first. I've got Giladucci playing as a normal wing back, so he doesn't get in the way of our new look midfield. And with him there, it's better to have Ricardo cutting in if Giladucci's not cutting in, just to make sure we don't leave this space completely abandoned. But I do think Sarmiento is going to push more into those areas anyway. I know a lot of you always question why Steinman and Sarmiento are this way round when they use the opposite foot. It's because if you look on here, he prefers to be on the right in a two-man pairing, and Sarmiento prefers to be on the left in a two-man pairing. That's why they've always been that way around. I always forget to mention that to you, but there is method to it. That's why they're that way round. Soma, I'm playing just because, I mean, how do you not? Look at the star rating difference. 4.5 star for Soma, 3 star for Gomez. If we do a comparison between the two, and don't get me wrong, I love Christian Gomez as much, if not more than you do. But this little chart really says it all, because Soma can do everything Gomez can do. He's exactly the same in the air, same technical, same attacking, same vision. But the bits where they're different, Soma's better at all of them. So he's quicker, he's more physical, he's better defensively, he's got better mental attributes. They're exactly the same height. There's like 7 pounds of weight between them. We've got to go Soma. And if it doesn't work out, then we've got Gomez to come off the bench, which is a fantastic situation to be in. It's nice to have a goal-scoring option on the bench, which we've often not had this year. So, or last year, this year, this is the first game. Let's get into the game. Hopefully our new look team looks good. Hopefully our new look tactic looks good. Those of you who watch Non-League to Legend this year, the tactic itself will be very, very familiar to you. We're going to a vertical tiki-taka, moving away from Gegenpress after, I mean, we've been using a Gegenpress for as long as, ever since we moved away from the 4-2-4 wing play, which we used up until like the Conference North. I think we then switched to various versions of the Gegenpress, which we've been using for most, if probably the last 10, 12 seasons. We've had that Gegenpress system running. This is the second big shift tactically in the series. It's going to take a little bit of time to bed in, but I think we've now got the players to make it work. This is also the system I won the first 2 streamer showdowns with, in a place that I promised not to mention. Unless we didn't get to 2,000 likes, in which case you know where I'm talking about. You know exactly what place I'm talking about. Right. Not a lot's happened in that first half. We've edged possession a little bit, but neither team doing anything particularly exciting. Let's passionately get revenge. Everyone's motivated. I would like a goal. We have pretty much just copied and pasted the tactic from what worked with Bayern Munich and Barcelona. I know Bourne are a slightly different proposition, but they do begin with B like the other two do. That's a really poor pass from Arango, though, and has left us in a little bit of a mess. Hopefully we've got the players there to cover, although Burnley just switching it back and forth from side to side, and Arango is the man who actually comes back to clean up his own mess. I respect that out of that man. Giladucci now pushing forward on the left, finds Soma. Our first look at Soma, and it's gone wide. Does Gomez score there? We all know he probably does. I don't want to talk about it. This is the problem with bringing in a new striker. He's forever going to be compared against Gomez. But what I would remind you all is when we first signed Gomez, go back and look at the comments for the first couple of episodes when we got in the Premier League and we signed Gomez, and the amount of people telling me Gomez was rubbish and I should play Lahif, who'd got like 40 goals the season before. And I stuck to my guns and I trusted my judgment and knew Gomez was better than Lahif. We stuck with him, and now he's got 96 league goals in 4 years. So at the moment, my instinct says Soma. So let's at least give him half a dozen games and see how he gets on. And if it doesn't work out, we've got Gomez sat there. And Soma only costs less than 20 million quid if he ends up being a flop. Meh. But I don't think he's going to be a flop. He's too good to flop. Right, Burnley coming down this right-hand side again. And they've scored. There's still very little going on in this game. It's 50-50 for possession. Neither team's had a clear-cut chance. Neither of us really creating very much at all. It very much feels like an opening day of the season from two teams who really don't want to lose to each other. The only problem is Burnley are now the team who are ahead. We're going to demand more. What I don't want to do is abandon the tiki-taka and go back to the gegenpress immediately. But we're not creating very much, are we? Right, Cook can come on. And with Cook coming on, we switch Giladucci to inverted wing back and hope he doesn't get in the way of... It's going to be Ariel ahead of him rather... No, it's not going to be Bonilla. It's going to be Ariel. We went through all that fuss over the summer to keep Ariel at the club to be able to play him in this Mazzala role. You can bet we're going to play him in this Mazzala role. Right, get creative. Probably should have demanded more. But I like creativity. Creativity is good. We've only had one shot on target in this game. On he comes, Christian Gomez, final 10 minutes. Problem is, this is going to ruin his how many games it took him to get to 100 goals thing. All these little substitute appearances count, unless he comes on and scores goals in these games, which he might do here, because we've got the ball. 3 minutes left on the clock. Diaz plays it forward to Giladucci. If Gomez scores here, he obviously starts against Liverpool. Cook trying to squeeze into a crossing position, does well, cross to Cernajacki, and it's straight at the Burnley goalkeeper. That was the best chance of the game for either team. The only problem was it fell to Cernajacki's standing foot. And we know, as good as that man is, he's never been much cop from his standing foot. I'm going to assertively say, far from pleased with what we've just seen. We'll put it down to not quite used to the new system yet. But if we go and lose against Liverpool as well, then we have a problem. Well, we all knew this was going to happen the moment we sold Mazzinho, didn't we? Bakita has a twisted ankle and is out for the first month of the season, which means we only have Michael Beekles and Antonio Simic as our two goalkeepers. This is Simic, 20-year-old Argentinian, who we signed for £5 million a few years ago from River Plate. He's not the one we're playing, though. We're putting faith in our channel member, our young lad, who's Wales' first choice international goalkeeper, 15 caps for Wales already, came through our youth team, has spent the last 3 years out on loan, working through the National League, League 2, League 1. My normal route of progression for a player like this would have been a loan out to the Championship this year, but with their financial position and the decision to sell Mazzinho, he's been moved up into the first team squad a year early. In a normal world, he would have been our third choice keeper this time next year. He would not be starting games now. He's currently operating at a League One level. Michael Beagles, ladies and gentlemen. The pressure is on. Other than that, it's the same team that played against Burnley as we try and learn this new system. I think we have to take any results for the next 2 to 4 weeks with a pinch of salt, and it has a big impact on our season because starting, I mean, we've got the best striker in the world coming up against us here in Stamenkovic, and we've got a kid in goal making his debut away at Liverpool who finished second last year. I mean, this could be a star-making performance from Michael Beagles. He's got 5-star potential. We've identified him as a potential future starting goalkeeper for us. The fact he's already played 15 times internationally for Wales at such a young age suggests he's half decent. They don't worry about putting him in big games. So I guess I shouldn't worry either. And of course, to his face, I didn't worry. We'll be fine. But I'm worrying. I'm worrying about a lot of things at the moment. Was the tactical change the right one? Cernajaki gets the ball back and is charging forward. If he scores here, my worries go away. He does not score, though. Yeah, I'm worrying about the change to the formation. I'm worrying about the change to the mentality. We're playing a balanced system today rather than an attacking one, so I'm worried about that. We're not playing Gomez. I'm worried about that. What have I done? What have I done? This is getting harder and harder. We're £200 million in debt. I'm trying not to worry about that. With all those worries, a draw here and a clean sheet for Beagles would be sensational. He's on a 7.1 at the moment. So he's been our best player in the game so far. Hopefully he keeps that up. But he's a bit out of position there. And he's not kept his clean sheet. I'm not blaming him. That's a set piece. He doesn't deserve the blame for that. But his defence have let him down a little bit, unfortunately. It's bobbling around in the area. I mean, you can't really expect him to have that covered, I don't think. We've got a disenchanted Arango at right back and a nervous Soma up front, which doesn't bode well. We're going attacking. We're going to demand more, and we're going to get Christian Gomez ready to come on because I'm not having nervous players as my strikers. So Gomez is on. That's an easy change to make. Cook is another easy change to make. Let's get him on. Let's get Gilarducci inverted again the way he was last year. I'm tempted to do a third change, but I won't. I'll try and be sensible. I want to show some passion, but I only just demanded more. Why am I clicking on Bellico? I don't want to click on Bellico. Right, passion. Come on, boys, passion. Here we go. We've got a throw in their half. Diaz to Arango. Back to Diaz again, who finds Arango. We've got players in the middle, one of which is Christian Gomez. Now would be a good time for him to stake a claim back in this team. Again, if he scores, he's in the team for the next game. Gilarducci in a crossing position but doesn't cross. Steinman scores! Our new captain who's replaced Mira as captain over the summer. Jim Steinman has his first goal of the season. It's our first goal of the season and it's Liverpool 1, Bourne 1. If we can somehow find a result here, it makes up for Burnley and I stop worrying. But that is a good goal from Steinman. I am on board with that, and it's good to see that we've got a captain leading from the front now, rather than leading from the bench like Mira was, and Hardy was before him. Cook now charging forward. He's also trying to force his way back into this team, but probably should put it into the path of Gomez rather than having a shot himself if he's serious about getting back into this side. Right, Addo is the next one to come off, I think. He's not having the best game of his career. Bonilla is another deep line playmaker who can just come straight on into that role. We're still attacking. This is probably a bad idea. Should we drop down to positive as a compromise? I missed that. Didn't do it right. But we did always look better with Bayern Munich playing attacking. But I've got to stop comparing Bourne to Bayern Munich because there was the difference there is that we had all the best players in the world. He has to be offside. How is he not? He stood on the line. What has happened here? What's happened is we've got two players on the line. So it doesn't matter that he was stood there too. He's not offside. Hideous. Last kick of the game. We have much work to do. But like we said at the start, it was a hideously difficult start to the season. What we need to make sure we do now is pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, beat Derby and Wolves, because then we go into another difficult run of games where we've got our first 2 Champions League games in the same month as we face Manchester City, Arsenal and Manchester United. I could be sacked by October. This start to this season is horrendous. Champions League tomorrow then. Oh, God. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.